I once thought marriage meant closeness. Two people drawing near instead of drifting apart. But with Emma, my wife of 7 years, the space between us only widened. Not through shouting matches or dramatic fights, but through something far quieter, her rejection. It began with the smallest gestures. I'd rest my hand over hers at dinner, and she'd slide it away without hesitation. At night, I'd shift closer, just wanted to feel her warmth, but she'd scoot toward the far edge of the bed. I told myself not to read too much into it. People go through phases: stress, exhaustion, family worries. Surely, it was temporary. But weeks bled into months, and each time I reached for her waist, I was met with, "Not now. I'm tired." Slowly, the truth pressed down on me. Every touch she refused wasn't just physical distance. It was emotional dismissal. It made me question her love for me. It made me question my worth as a husband. I tried to bring it up gently, asking if something was wrong, if I had done anything to drive her away. Emma waved me off with excuses. "You're imagining it, or worse. Not everything has to be about intimacy." Each response felt like another brick added to a wall rising between us. One night, I reached out just to stroke her hair. She slapped my hand aside and snapped, "Can you stop? It's suffocating." That were hit harder than any fight we'd ever had. Suffocating. My love, my care, my presence. That's how she saw me. I lay awake staring at the ceiling, realizing I'd been clinging to a version of her that no longer existed. The harder I tried to hold us together, the further she slipped away, and something inside me shifted. The next morning, I didn't reach for her hand at breakfast. I didn't ask about her day, or try to draw her in with a smile. I simply drank my coffee, set the mug in the sink, and left without a word. At first, she didn't notice. A couple of days of silence must have felt like relief. But as I kept my distance, the absence of my presence began to weigh heavier than my touch ever had. I stopped checking on her, stopped sending little texts throughout the day. I came home late and spent my evenings in the study instead of sitting beside her on the couch. Soon, her irritation began to show. "Why are you so quiet?" she'd ask. "Are you mad at me?" I'd shrug, giving short replies, never offering the attention she once dismissed so easily. My detachment wasn't fueled by anger. It was born of clarity. If she didn't want me when I offer myself freely, then she wouldn't have me at all. The turning point came 2 weeks later. I returned home late after lingering at a cafe, killing time. Emma was pacing the living room, phone in hand, her face flushed. "Where were you?" she demanded. "You didn't answer my calls." I raised an eyebrow, calm, detached. "I was out." "Does it matter?" Her lips parted, and for the first time in months, I saw a panic flicker in her eyes. "Of course, it matters. You just disappeared. Do you even care about this marriage anymore?" The irony nearly made me laugh. She, who had pushed me away night after night, was suddenly begging for an explanation. I held her gaze and let the silence stretch until she squirmed. "Emma," I said evenly, "you shut me out for months. You told me I was suffocating you, so I stopped. I gave you space. Isn't this what you wanted?" Her face crumbled. She opened her mouth, but no words came. For once, she had no excuse, no sharp retort, just silence and searching eyes. That night, I didn't join her in bed. I went to the guest room, not in anger or dramatics, but simply because I no longer felt the pull. When morning came, she lingered in the doorway, staring at me like I was a stranger. I offered no smile, no comfort, just dressed and carried on with my day. Days turned into weeks. The emptiness of my affection began to gnaw at her. She started reaching out, asking if I wanted to watch a show, offering to cook my favorite meals. I answered politely, but with no warmth. The same wall she built between us now stood firmly in front of her, and she had no idea how to climb over it. Then came the breaking point. One Friday evening, I walked in to find her waiting at the door, eyes red from crying. "I can't do this anymore," she blurted, voice trembling. "You're ignoring me, and it's driving me insane. I don't know where you are, what you're doing, what you're thinking. I feel like I've lost control of everything." I set my keys on the table, unmoved by her desperation. Control, I repeated. You lost control the moment you decided my presence didn't matter. You wanted freedom from me. Now you have it. Tell me, how does it feel? Her tears spilled over as she stepped closer, almost reaching for me before hesitating. I didn't mean it like that, she whispered. I didn't realize how much I needed you until you were gone. I was stupid. I pushed you away because I thought you'd always chase me. I never believed you'd actually stop. Her words didn't soften me. They revealed the truth. She had taken me for granted. She thought my love was endless. That no matter how many times she rejected me, I would always come crawling back. I'm not a shadow, Emma, I said firmly. I won't beg for scraps of affection. I deserve a partner who values me, not someone who calls my love suffocating. She collapsed onto the couch, sobbing, calling my name as if it might tether me. But inside, I'd already let go. By withdrawing, I had found my strength. And in her panic, I saw her greatest fear. It wasn't losing control. It was losing me. For the first time,